Welcome to my channel. Life 5 million years ago. Hi, it's me, number 10. Prehistoric life. If you were to travel back in time to 5 million years ago, you would be met with a world completely different from our own today. The continents were in very different positions and the climate was much warmer than it is now. Plant and animal life was also very different from what we see today. Species that are now extinct would have been common, and there would have been many species that we would not recognize. 9. Human evolution. As far as humans are concerned, 5 million years ago, it was the time when the ancestors of both chimpanzees and humans diverged from one another. This means that if you went back in time to 5 million years ago, you wouldn't find modern humans or even Homo erectus, but you would find the earliest members of the genus Australopithecus. These early hominins lived in Africa where they still do today. They likely had a combination of human and ape-like characteristics and would have been very different from modern humans. 8. Early humans. 5 million years ago, our earliest ancestors were probably living in small groups in the forests of Africa. They were constantly on the move, searching for food and shelter from predators. Their days were filled with danger, whether it be from wild animals or other members of their own species. Life was tough, but they survived. They did so by adapting to their environment and learning how to use their surroundings to their advantage. They used sticks and stones to smash open nuts and bones, and they made simple tools out of sharp rocks. They also learned how to control fire, which helped them cook their food and keep predators away. Through all of this, they managed to survive and eventually became the dominant species on Earth. 7. Ancient history. 5 million years ago, ancient history was just beginning. The earliest human ancestors were just starting to walk upright on two legs, and the first civilizations wouldn't emerge for another 4 million years. But that doesn't mean that nothing happened before then. In fact, some of the most important events in human history took place during this time. For example, the first hominids appeared in Africa around 5 million years ago. These were the first creatures that were able to walk upright on two legs. They were ape-like in appearance, but they had a big brain and small face. Over the next few million years, they would give rise to all of the different types of hominids that we know about today, including the Neanderthals and Homo sapiens. Another important event that took place during this time was the migration out of Africa. Around 2 million years ago, the first hominids began to migrate out of Africa and into the rest of the world. This would eventually lead to the spread of humans across the globe. 6. Hominids. Hominids are a group of primates that includes humans and their extinct ancestors. They are characterized by their ability to walk upright on two legs. The earliest hominids appeared in Africa around 5 million years ago, and they quickly spread to other parts of the Old World. Hominids are thought to have evolved from earlier primates through a process of natural selection. As the climate changed and the environment shifted, hominids were able to adapt and thrive in a variety of habitats. They developed larger brains and more complex social structures than other primates, which allowed them to become successful hunters and gatherers. Hominids continued to evolve over the next few million years and eventually gave rise to modern humans around 300,000 years ago. 5. Anthropology. Anthropology is the study of humans, past and present, and their cultures. Anthropologists are interested in all aspects of human life, from our earliest ancestors to our contemporary societies. They study how humans have evolved over time, how our cultures have developed, and the ways in which we interact with one another. Anthropology is a vast and interdisciplinary field that draws on insights from archaeology, biology, geography, history, linguistics, and sociology. By studying anthropology, we can better understand ourselves and our place in the world. We can learn about the diversity of human cultures and the forces that shape our societies. We can also gain a deeper appreciation for the rich tapestry of human history and the amazing journey that has brought us to where we are today. 4. Paleontology. Paleontology is the study of ancient life, usually referring specifically to prehistoric creatures that lived millions of years ago and whose remains have been discovered by scientists. Paleontologists are the ones who uncover these ancient secrets. They are the ones who piece together the puzzle of how life on Earth evolved over the course of billions of years. Using fossils as their main source of evidence, paleontologists work to reconstruct the history of life on Earth. They identify and classify ancient organisms, study their anatomy and physiology, and try to understand how they interacted with each other and their environment. Paleontologists often work in museums or universities where they can access large collections of fossils. They may also travel to remote locations to excavate new fossil sites. It's a challenging but rewarding career for those who are passionate about learning more about the history of life on Earth. 3. Prehistoric animals. The world was a very different place 5 million years ago. The continents were arranged differently and the climate was much warmer. But perhaps the most significant difference was the type of animals that roamed the Earth. Some of the animals that lived 5 million years ago were truly bizarre. Take, for example, the Archaeopteryx. This creature had the body of a dinosaur and the wings of a bird, making it one of the earliest known flying reptiles. There was also the Smilodon, a saber-toothed cat that could take down even the largest of prey. And who could forget about the Mammuthus, a giant elephant-like creature with massive tusks and a thick coat of fur. These are just a few of the incredible animals that roamed the Earth 5 million years ago. They were perfectly adapted to their environment and played an important role in the ecosystem. Unfortunately, most of these animals have since gone extinct. But thanks to fossils, we can get a glimpse of what life was like during the prehistoric era. 2. Stone Age survival. The Stone Age was a period of prehistory that lasted for millions of years, from the time that humans first started using stone tools until the invention of agriculture. It was a time when humans lived as nomadic hunter-gatherers, traveling from place to place in search of food. Life during the Stone Age was not easy. Humans had to constantly be on the lookout for predators, and they had to contend with the elements. But they were resourceful creatures, and they were able to use their intelligence and creativity to survive. They developed tools made out of stone that could be used for hunting, for gathering, and for protection. They also learned how to control fire, which helped them to cook their food and keep warm at night. It wasn't until the end of the Stone Age that humans began to settle down and raise crops and livestock. This led to the development of civilization as we know it. 1. Ancient Earth. 5 million years ago, the Earth looked very different than it does today. The continents were not where they are now, and the climate was much warmer. Back then, the Atlantic Ocean was much wider, and the Pacific Ocean was much smaller. South America and Africa were closer together, and Antarctica was further north. As for the climate, it was much warmer than it is now. This is because the Earth was going through a period of global warming. The temperature was about 4 degrees Celsius warmer than it is today. This caused the ice caps to melt and the sea levels to rise. The result was a much wetter and warmer climate. This was great for some animals and plants, but others found it hard to adapt to the change. Many species went extinct during this time period, but life found a way to carry on. New species evolved and the planet continued to turn. If you enjoyed watching, please subscribe and don't forget to leave a like. Also, check out our other videos. You will love them.